Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Keeping It Real, starring me, David King. I want to start off by saying sorry I wasn't on last week. I was sick, and my apologies on not having a show last week. But we are here today to talk about a topic that a lot of young people face, mostly a lot of young females. We're talking about young teen pregnancy. And my guest today not only can talk about that, but she also has experience of being a young teen mom. And I would like to introduce Audrey to the show. Audrey, thank you for coming on the show today. Uh, so, Audrey, like I was just saying, you were a young teen mom, correct?
Yes.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
I was 16.
Wow, 16. Being sick, that had to be rough. And not to get off topic, also I want to congratulate you. Folks, she just had her second baby. She had a little boy, Jaheen. He's adorable, but so congratulations, by the way,
Thanks.
on having another kid. But getting back to what we were just saying, being a teen mom, how did your family take that?
My mom was upset. She felt like I was ruining my life. She convinced me to have an abortion, but my grandmother didn't believe in that, so I ended up keeping her.
Well, first of all, that's good. Second of all, a lot of young girls, they think it's fun to have a baby at a young age, and we see that a lot. Especially where I live, where you live. We see girls running around all day, acting young and stupid, and they think like it's cool to have kids
Or
at
they
a
think
young
by
age.
having a kid could trap the person.
Well, first of all, folks, what she just says is a good point. That
Which
is
is not true, because
Exactly.
if that was the case, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in.
Exactly, and it doesn't trap the person because let's be real, guys. We don't have to stay with the mother with the kid. The mother is the one stuck with the kid. You have two kids now. What are some of the challenges you go through every day? Just having two kids and being a single young parent.
Well, since I had my second kid, I don't go out like how I used to. It's going to be difficult to go to work. Before I had two jobs. I have to try to see how I'll be able to work two jobs now that I have two kids.
Go ahead.
It's very stressful. Like, no one wants to help. I have to do everything alone. Because since this is my second child, my family, they said they're not going to help me because they helped me with the first one. So basically, I'm on my own, taking care of both of my kids.
Wow. Is the fathers of these kids, or the father of these kids, is he there or are they there?
No.
No. Wow. You see, this is a
So
problem.
I have to work to take care of both of my kids. If I don't work, I don't know who would take care of them. So I have to do what I have to do, and it's really not fun. It's very stressful. Some nights I don't sleep. Some nights I have to work overtime. I have a nighttime job, so it's really going to be difficult because I have two, not only one. When I had one, it was more easier because, she's 6 years old. But now that I have an infant, it's very complicated.
I bet it is. And people must understand, it takes two to make a baby, and
Yes, it does.
And this has to stop. Especially with young men, it has to stop with we running around and making babies and then saying, "Oh, I'm done with these things are not toys. These things are not a video game. You
And
cannot
it
turn it off and
affects
turn it on." And it affects
the child.
the child. Yes, that's actually a good point, because as the kids grow up, they always
wanna
ask the
ask.
mother, where's daddy at, or is daddy ever coming around, or why doesn't he want me, or why doesn't he love me? This is like ridiculous, and it gives us as guys, and it doesn't matter what the race is, it gives us as guys a bad name as men, and it mostly
sometimes they don't be the men. Sometimes it's the women.
Sometimes
too.
it is the women. That is true.
Sometimes it's the women. There's a lot of women out here that will leave their kid home and go to the club or go hang out, leave their kid with anybody. There's a lot of women that really don't take good care of their kids. They rather dress, have their hair done, nails done, and their kid looking raggedy and dirty. It's very a shame why people have kids and they can't even take care of it.
I always say some people shouldn't even have kids, but you know, unfortunately, a lot of people do have kids and they really don't care. And then
they have kids because they think the state, the government is going to take care of them, but little do they know that's temporary money. Get a job.
Oh, most definitely. And now with the economy being bad and all the budget cuts and the job cuts and the let go, you're making kids that you can't even take care of. And then you're having babies by these guys who don't even have nothing going for themselves, who run around and just want to mess around with you. And then you expect them to be there, and then you act surprised when now he changed. He doesn't want to be there. He didn't change. If he was a bum when you met him, he's a bum after you had a kid with him. It wasn't gonna make him change because you have a baby with him. And you're right, a lot of young girls think that I could just pop out a baby and then I could run and hit the club or run and hang out in the streets and have fun again. No, because then you know what happens? Your kids end up raising themselves and then they become no better than you are, or your son becomes no better than all the other guys out there. For me, it is an issue to me because I am a young man. I don't have children. But I know for a fact, when I have kids, I will not be doing like you see a lot, especially a lot out here, especially here in Bridgeport. You see that a lot. Guys running around and having babies and then claim I take care of my baby, but yet they do nothing for their kid, but they want to take the credit. Oh, I got a son, I got a daughter. Hey, look, listen, folks. Do not take credit for something you don't even take care of. If you're going to take credit for it, actually do the job as a parent. Stop just saying, oh, I got a kid. And stop leaving these young mothers out here by themselves. And young mothers, stop having babies by losers. Stop having babies by bums. And stop thinking I can have a baby and still have a regular teenage life. You gave that up on the
Once you have a kid, you give up
pregnant,
that up.
Yeah, you gave that up. As soon as you get pregnant, it's not even just having the kid, And speaking of pregnancy, being a young teen mom, what are some of the things you experience while you're pregnant? I can never answer that because I'm a guy, so I can never get pregnant.
The swollen, the craving, the back pains. It's very awful to be pregnant. A lot of women likes to be pregnant. Me personally, I don't like to be pregnant. It's not a good feeling. It's not, the kid moves around a lot. You can't sleep. It's very uncomfortable. Then the father's nowhere to be found when you're in pain, and it's very awful. So if you guys decide to have a baby, make sure you guys are ready and make sure you guys have a home and money stable for your child.
I'm like this. If you're going to make out, I get it. We're young. We're going to do what we do. But it's called wrap it up, folks. It's called use protection. I know that sounds old school and that's not exactly cool. But hey, it's not just even pregnancy. It's a lot of diseases going around too.
Exactly.
You don't
and
even
your baby could catch it.
Exactly. The baby can catch it.
Because a lot of people think just because you're pregnant and you catch something that your child won't have it. Yes, your child will carry it.
Exactly. And I don't think that they want to. And the baby come out and then you got that crazy look on your face like, oh, how did my baby get this? Oh, first of all, stop sleeping with every person you see.
Exactly.
Stop sleeping with everybody you see and wrap it up. If you're gonna do it, wrap it up. Okay? I know if I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna wrap it up. And yeah, I know people watch my shows like, I know you're probably thinking, oh, how's that happen? How's that possible? You're in a wheelchair. Hey, don't get it twisted. Us that are disabled make out just like everybody else, okay? They can jump on our laps too. So the same thing for them. Wrap it up too. There's no difference.
You are too much.
I'm being honest. This is exactly what my show is. We call Keeping It Real. I'm keeping it real. There is no discrimination when you're talking about having children or diseases. There is no discrimination at all. Black, white, Hispanic, Portuguese, green, it wouldn't even matter. There is no discrimination. But on another topic, you say you work. Now, you're a CNA, you know, what kind of stuff that you do, like at your job as a CNA?
I do housework, run errands. I do bathing, cooking, cleaning the house, and basically spending time with the patient.
First of all, that's very good. That's very good work, and that's a very good profession, you know. And I brought that up because the fact that you being a young teenage mom, and you're still out there, you're working, you're not just sitting at home,
collecting
waiting,
unemployment
exactly.
or living off cash assistance.
And I know it's got to be hard to go to work and then, you know, to deal with the kids before work and try to come home, cook dinner and change the baby diaper and get to work on time. I know that's got to be exhausting, you know, in itself. You know, I can only imagine. I don't even have kids, but I can only imagine how exhausting
it sucks being pregnant and working too.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. When you are pregnant, you still have to go to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because if the father's not involved, who's gonna take care of y'all? So you have to work until you can't work anymore.
Well, first of all, you know, I can say I'm proud of you. The fact that, you know, you're taking responsibility for your kids and you're not out here like most girls running the streets and doing stuff that you're not supposed to do, and you're taking care of your kids. And a lot of young parents should be doing that. You know, they should be out taking care of the kids. They shouldn't be out running around, or they should be, you know, going to work. Now these days you don't see that. All they want to do is hang out and look for somebody to chill with, and let's get drunk and let's party. But that's the whole problem with our town, for one, is why they always feel that young people ain't never gonna achieve, because stuff like that. We go make babies, we go hang out, we go get arrested. We're not doing anything. What's the word I'm looking for? Consistent with our life. We're just hanging around, and then we get mad when everybody's like, oh, they don't want to give me a job. Oh, they don't want to give me a chance. It's not, folks. It's not that they want to give you a chance.
You're just not trying hard enough.
Exactly. You know, you're not trying, and then look what you're doing. You know, how you carry yourself is going to tell employers a lot about you. How you carry yourself is going to tell people a lot about you. If you come off like a fool,
he is true about that.
If you come off like a fool, they're gonna look at you like a fool. And another thing that young parents don't understand: when you run the streets and then you try to get your life on track, it can be hard to get your life on track. Well, but it's gonna be hard to get your life on track, because now people are gonna say that girl over there is never gonna change. Yeah, but she got 8 kids now. No, but to them, you're always going to be that girl that ran the streets no matter what. Or you're always going to be that guy who goes to jail, you know. Mm-hmm. And then you have this bad name over your head. And mostly the young people my age, your age, they don't get it. Like, they think, oh, it's whatever. That's not going to be me. Hello, it is going to be you. Because let me tell you something. You don't see the mayor worried about that. You don't see the governor worried about that. Because at the end of the day, and I've said this on Goodman Show, they're going to eat and we're not. What makes it worse for us, we're going to have no future. We're going to bring kids into this world and basically set them up to have no future. And then we're going to blame the system. I'm not saying the system is perfect, because it ain't perfect. We have a lot of problems here in Bridgeport and the state of Connecticut.
Exactly.
But the thing is, us young people, we are becoming the new present, okay? We're the new present. Our young children that we create, they are becoming the new future. We have to decide, do I want my kids to live the life that I, unfortunately, had to live in, or do I want better for my kids? And the majority, it looks like here in Bridgeport right now, that they want to just keep that pathetic cycle going. You know, it's like ridiculous. I mean, for you, it was a challenge for you just getting here today, because, you know, you had to deal with your kids, and that's nothing. You know, when you have kids, they're finding a babysitter just so you can go to work.
Someone you can trust. Just don't leave your kid with anybody.
Yeah,
nowadays,
they go run out the front door, and
people are doing stuff to kids, or molesting kids, or people will take your kid and you will never see your kid again. So please make sure your kid is in a safe environment before you go to work, wherever you're going. If you can't bring your kid with you, just make sure they're safe.
Oh, most definitely. I mean.